These things are crazy. If you stick these guns up somebody's rectum, they're cooked. We doing an Apex Season 22 weapon tier list. If you're wondering why this looks the same as the Season 20 tier list I did like a couple months ago, because it is the same one, because I couldn't find a Season 22 tier list anywhere. Probably because the season came out literally like 5 days ago, but anyway. The gun meta, I've played like 100 games this season, and the weapon meta has the weapon meta has changed so much. Like, Mozam used to be like one of the worst guns in the game, and now that it's in meta, it's crazy. Before I actually start talking about the guns, I'm gonna go ahead and just put every energy gun in C tier, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. For some reason, I don't know why, but on this map specifically on E District, it's like impossible to find ammos and heals. Like, you're gonna get most of your ammos and heals just from killing other people. And for some reason, just on this map, it's like impossible to find ammos and heals. And I'm not the only one. Literally, everyone's been saying it's like impossible to find ammos and heals, like just on floor loot. So like, you're only gonna get it from squads that just keep jumping down. And I literally, like, I've found a Nemesis multiple times. Like, Nemesis is like my favorite AR, but like, I physically like just can't use it this season because I'm not getting any energy ammo. But anyway, yeah, this is from the Season 22. This is from the Season 20 tier list because the Wingman's not even a care package gun anymore, and it's red because this is the Wingman. So, but let's start getting into the actual guns. Wingman, I don't even know where to put Wingman. I'd say Wingman's like a B tier only because it's good, but with a season like this where squads just keep jumping down and jumping down, you're gonna need at least one spray weapon or a really good DPS weapon, because something like the Wingman, you're gonna have to like really good aim for, like just clicking heads or just hitting your shots in general. Sniper aim actually is pretty easy to find this season, so Wingman isn't actually like a bad choice, but like this season when there's just squads jumping down every time if you don't kill the last person, then like Wingman's not gonna do it for you, especially because you could only have 6 bullets in it unless you have boosted loader. But I'm not even gonna talk about Scent. Charge rifle, F tier as always. It's always been ass. I hate that gun. If you're walking around the map and you purposely pick up charge rifle, you're a pussy. I don't care.
You tripping, bro. You tripping.
Scent, I'll put Scent A tier because what's going on, like marksmans and snipers, like besides charge rifle, has gone up in value, I feel like, because this season, because what's happening is that 2 teams will be fighting each other. Like, let's say you're running as a squad, you'll see 2 teams fighting in the distance, like at a building or some shit, and what's happening is one team kills 2 other people or 1 other person, but then they're living a little bit too long, and then they just end up jumping back down. So when you're just sitting back and just picking off teams and just farming damage, then like marksmen and snipers are insane this season, because it's just so easy to pick damage and to just build up your evo. So yeah, almost every sniper and marksman is going in the A tier. Same thing with longbow. I actually personally like longbow a little bit better just because it has better because Scent is crazy. Like, if you get like a head click, like if you have a charged Scent, like I don't remember because I don't use Scent much. I think Scent's like 120 to the head charged, maybe. That's probably very wrong, but Scent is still crazy. I just personally like longbow better. I've been frying with the longbow. Eva, still terrible. They buffed it a little bit. I think they gave it like 2 extra bullets or some shit, and then they made the damage go up by 1, but it's still terrible. The Eva is still ass. Still has that problem of having to go up close 24/7. This shotgun meta is back because they didn't buff the damage for Mastiff. When I reviewed Season 22 in the firing range in my Season 22 video, I thought the Mastiff was broken, but it's just because the spread, they made it just a lot tighter, and they made every pellet do more damage, and it's a lot more consistent. But there's still like a shotgun meta because PK and Mastiff still like kind of goes crazy. I still think they're B tier and A tier just because it's like a very up close thing. But these two, even though I still think they're B tier, they're definitely a lot better this season. Like, the PK is not a fucking star. Like, what type of shotgun has a star spread? But anyway, yeah, shotguns are just insane this season. And literally, like, I remember like before, nobody was looking for shotgun ammo. Like, barely anybody was looking for shotgun ammo. I wouldn't even look for shotgun ammo. But now all you see people is like, if you're playing randoms, they're just gonna be marking that they need shotgun ammo. And no surprise, Mozam is hard meta right now this season. Like, it's crazy how this gun went from being like one of the worst guns in the game to what it is now, because they upped the fire rate so much. You can dual wield it, and it's still even pretty decent at long range too. Like, you'll still hit for like 30s and maybe even sometimes 40. Actually, no, you won't hit 45 from a distance, but like you'll still hit a good amount of damage from like 20-30 meters away. And Mozams are just busted. Like, I've been using Mozams myself. Like, these things are crazy. If you stick these guns up somebody's rectum, they're cooked. A lot of the time, there's almost nothing you can do against double Mozam because it just does too much damage. They're definitely gonna nerf it eventually. I just don't know when they're gonna nerf it. I even saw Timmy's video on hitting 10,000 damage this season, and all he used was 4 Mozams. He used 4 Mozams and got 10,000 damage, and I think he got like 38 kills. The thing about the Mozam too is that like if you just have one Mozam and you don't have a second Mozam, it still shoots at like the speed of a purple shotgun bullet when you don't have a shotgun bolt on it. So yeah, it's just crazy how this weapon meta has changed so much. Like shotgun meta hasn't been in meta for such a long time, and now shotguns, like even massive and PK, are like going up in value. I myself have just been looking for Mozams. I know Lifeline's happy as fuck right now about Mozam being meta.
Mozambique, yeah.
But anyway, Devotion, they buffed LMGs this season, and basically every LMG, like the Spitfire and Rampage, have it to where when you shoot, the hip fire gets tighter and tighter. Pause. I've already made that joke before. My only problem with the Devo is that it only starts doing like a lot damage once you like shoot like 20 bullets of it, because it shoots like kind of fast and then it goes at its highest speed. Like I used to really like Devotion, like the Red Devotion's still in the care package. It doesn't show on this tier list because this is from season 20. But I'd say the Red Devo is, because it doesn't have a lot of range. It does have a lot of range, but the recoil on it is ridiculous. I'll put Red Devo in like B tier. I mean, I'm gonna get attacked for that rating. Like I just personally don't like Red Devo that much. I don't even really pick it up anymore. Hemlock is still crazy. Still does an insane amount of damage. There's not really a big explanation to it. They never nerfed it. It's still a dumb gun. They actually slightly nerfed Flatline this season, but I still think it's S tier. I still think it's crazy, especially because there's so much heavy ammo this season. I don't know what the need of the nerf was. I don't know, because literally all they did to the Flatline was one less bullet. Literally just one less bullet. I don't know what the point of that was, because at least when Havoc got nerfed, at least it like they got rid of 4 bullets, though it still didn't really do much. At least like it lost 4 bullets, and like it was still frying, but not like a little bit as much. But yeah, car SMG's actually been crazy for me this season. I'm putting it in S tier because the DPS is just crazy. There's a lot of light mags and heavy mags seem like they're very common, so like with those being very common, like car SMG is just cooking everyone's HP bar. 30, I don't even think, I said marksmen are like going crazy this season, but my thing with the 30 is just the drop off just throws me off sometimes. I mean, that's just kind of a skill issue thing, because I should just learn the drop off, but I'll put it in A just because it's a marksman. Like marksmen are going crazy this season. Even though Rampage is an LMG and they buffed every LMG, it still has that issue where it still doesn't do enough damage unless you have a thermite, so I'm just gonna put it in B tier. It's still an LMG. With that hop up, it'll still go crazy, but Prowler, I'm gonna put Prowler in A, because I just personally have been liking it. I used to like Prowler a lot more, actually. Like I used to just every time I'd see a Prowler, like I would just run Prowler. But I don't know, me lately, like besides Hemlock, like burst guns have been doing the best lately besides Hemlock, because there's so many people running around the map. Like you're just sitting at a distance, like, and you're just shooting. Like I feel like a lot of auto guns right now are insane. We're not talking about Mozam. Spitfire is actually pretty alright, but my thing is that the R3 is still just better. Spitfire is still good. The thing that's good about the Spitfire right now is that you'll hit more consistent shots because of the hipfire changes. So you know what? I don't think, no, because I think Spitfire is better than Rampage. I'll put Spitfire in A, because I'm not putting Spitfire next to Rampage. However, I still think I'd prefer the R3 over the Spitfire, especially because they buffed the R3's mag size, but we'll get to that. And the R9 red care package weapon. This weapon, it's insane. I've used it a bit. It does crazy damage. My thing and why it's not A or that. My thing and why it's not S tier is because you just shred through the ammo so fast. So I'll just put it in A tier, because I think there's like 200 bullets for it, but you shred through it so fast. Even if you hit most of your shots, it just shreds. Ooh, I forgot P20. So the Inkitable P20, so they nerfed the singular P20, but they made the double P20 go kind of crazy. So I'm gonna put P20 in. I'm not being picky, and I'm not putting like guns in the same tier, like above other ones. Like if they're A tier, they're A tier. I think P20 is A tier. Only reason why it's not better than the Mozam is because it doesn't do as much damage, and even though it's a pistol and this is a shotgun, the P20 actually is worse at range, unironically, because you're holding it like this, and the bullet, and like since you're holding it like this, like it goes here and here, and like they do like kind of go down the middle, but like it's still like kind of off center. But yeah, dude, I just still can't believe, like, I never thought Mozam would ever be hard meta in this game. Like the fact that, because they even changed the regular fire rate on it for one Mozam, it's just insane. Because I used to fucking hate Mozam, and now I'm just looking for nothing but Mozams. Alternator, I think Alternator, so a lot of SMGs are good this season too, because just a lot of spray damage and uptime is just going crazy. So Do I put alternator up with the P20s though? That's hard. I'll put it down B tier because I wouldn't put alternator up with the P20s in my opinion this season. Especially because I don't know why, like even the disruptor rounds are impossible to find this season. And that's when the alternator most shines, is when you're just doing 19 damage per bullet, and I just can't find disruptor rounds. Like they're still good without it, but like they're not as good without disruptor rounds. So I'll put them in B tier. I've been actually frying with the scout lately. I'm putting scout in A. I've been cooking with the scout lately. I'm just picking off teams over and over, and I know teams fucking hate me for doing it, but if it works, it works. RE45, I'm probably gonna put in like, I just personally don't like RE45. I'm just putting a C. There's gonna be people who will fucking, I mean, in reality, there's gonna be people who attack me for all these ratings, but I just personally don't like RE45 that much. I used to like it, but it's just not that good anymore. Especially because like, why would you take an RE45 over dual P20s? Like, there's no reason to do that anymore. R3, I'll still put R3 in A tier, but like it still has that problem of it doesn't do that much damage. I mean, if you're still hitting most of your shots, like it'll still do a good amount of damage, but it still like has that damage problem. I think it's like 11 or 13 damage per bullet. I can't remember. They did buff it by 3 bullets per mag, so it's still like better, but like it still has that damage per bullet problem. I think I'll still put in S tier because it's the Kraber. It's still insane. 140 damage, always crazy. If you play COD and you love quick scoping, like you're just gonna click heads. And oh my god, this is completely unrelated, but it is cloudy as fuck outside. And the final weapon for this season, I don't know how to rank this gun because I literally haven't been seeing the bow at all. The bow is still insane though. Like I'll put it. I don't think it's as good as the Kraber. Sometimes it's better than the Kraber, depending on your skill and how much you hit your shots. But the bow is still insane. You're just picking off teams. There's a bunch of teams who are fighting for 6 hours because no team is officially dying. So bow's going in S tier. And that's it for this tier list, dude. I've been loving this season actually. Like I did play Apex a bit last season, but I didn't play it as much, nowhere near as much as I've been playing this season. Like what's funny is that last season, literally the last day of the season, I barely maxed out the battle pass because I wasn't playing that much. But yeah, even this season is also really fun just because of how chaotic it is, and there's just so much action. Like the main gripe with battle pass games, there's always like that moment, that spacer where like you're just running around looting, or let's say like Fortnite, you're just collecting materials. Crank noinies. But yeah, it's just, I've also loved this season because literally almost every gun is good this season. It's just, these two will always be ass. There's nothing you can do to save these guns. And yeah, if Apex keeps doing stuff like this is what's gonna keep the game alive, because I've been actually getting into games like instantly because there's so many people playing Apex lately. Unironically, I never talked about this, but I'm literally going back to school tomorrow, and it's gonna be my last high school year. And yeah, I'm just gonna try to enjoy as much as I can because today's Sunday as I'm recording this. It is August 11th. There won't be as much videos because of school, but like I get out kind of early because I have 2 open periods, so there'll still be some videos. And yeah, let me know if y'all would change any of these guns. Let me know if you feel like I put guns too low or too high. This is just my personal opinion on every single gun in the game right now. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.